What's up, guys? I'm back with another video. This time it's for Warframe. I'm going to go over Protea. She is the new Warframe that just came out. Um, she's a ton of fun. I really enjoy her. So her abilities are Grenade Fan, which is probably the prime ability that she'll use. Um, so you give a shield to you or your allies, or you have basically slashing like mines on the ground that are always slashing. It's like an aura vortex, um, and it does pretty good damage, and it's so good. It's tons of fun. And then your next is Blaze Artillery. It's a turret. I mean, it's a turret, but even with duration, um, it doesn't last very long. So it's just a quick, it's gonna shoot a few shots, maybe kill a few enemies, and then it's gonna go away. So it's a good ability, but it's not the best. And then Dispensary, this is kind of like your support um, ability. So it deploys a device that generates 3 pickups after a short delay. So you can get a health orb, you can get energy orb, some ammo. It's really good, and it doesn't beat out other supports like say Wisp or even Trinity really. It doesn't beat them out, but it is extremely useful. So your main thing is the Grenade Fan and the Blaze Artillery, but the Dispensary is very helpful. And then you have Temporal Anchor. This is a fun ability. It's not the best ability, but basically anything you do, so ammo you use, health you lost, you gain it all back after you go back to, back in time, so to speak. So you make a projection. You go run into the enemies, kill what you can, use the ammo, whatever, and then you go back to the place where you started the projection. It's fun. It's not an amazing ability, but it's fun, and it has a lot of potential. So, with that being said, your focus is Grenade Fan and Blaze Artillery. Her passive is every 4th power cast is granted 100% power strength. That's insane. So you're going to get a ton of power strength every 4th power cast. So that's really good. But now we're going to go ahead and get into the build. Um, Basically, your focus is power strength and range with this build. So you can use corrosive projection. I use growing power. Um, I think it's just fun to try to keep amplifying my ability strength. So growing power is a good one to use. So you could just temporal. You can use her number 4, and you could use your weapons, get all the status effects applied, go back, and then start throwing your abilities. So you can have tons of power strength just with growing power. But corrosive protection is probably most people's go-to, and it still works extremely well. Next is power drift. We go for the power drift because it's 15% ability strength. It's just a little bit more ability strength that we can always use. Then it's blind rage, ability strength by 90%. We really don't care about efficiency. It's not a big enough deal. We have the dispensary. We still have the orb drops that are coming around anyways. So we're not too worried about efficiency. And we also don't super need to spam our abilities. So you can just throw your grenade fan out, and it lasts a decent amount of time, and then throw your turret out. It's about 4 seconds. So it's not enough. Really, there's no reason to go for efficiency. So we don't care about it. That is the one stat we just do not care about. And then next is transient fortitude, plus 50% ability strength, minus 25% ability duration. Yes, we're losing ability duration with this, but duration is great, but it's not necessary. It's your third most important stat, in my opinion. It'll make your grenade fans last longer, which is cool. It'll make your turret last longer, but not enough to really matter. So you're not going to focus on duration. You can if you want, just to see, but transient fortitude's good because you want the ability strength. And then we have primed continuity. I know I just said we're not focusing on ability duration, but this kind of cancels out transient fortitude and still gives you a little bit more duration. So you don't completely want to tank your duration like you do your efficiency, because you still want the turret to last at least 4 seconds, and you still want the grenade fans to last a decent amount of time as well. So you still need some duration. Next is flow. If you have it, use primed flow. I don't have primed flow, otherwise I'd be using it. So with just flow, which is perfectly fine, you can use just flow. It's 150% energy max. So you're going to need the extra energy since you're not going to have the efficiency. So do what you can to get primed flow, but if you don't have it and you don't have the plat to get primed flow, just get flow. At least until you can get it from Barrow. Next is Augur Reach, plus 30% ability range. And then the special ability, since I have all the augurs on, is 120% energy spent on abilities is converted to shields. So that's kind of like your survivability with this build. It's really helpful, but it's not necessary. If you want to put in another Forma and switch something out, that's perfectly fine. Umbral Intensify would be great in this, but I was trying to keep it down to 2 Formas because it's always nice to only have to put in a couple Formas to make a Warframe work. So, Augur Reach is good for the range. Now, Augur Secrets is 24% ability strength. Umbral Intensify would be better. However, we don't have the room with only the 2 Formas. So, take Augur Secrets if you want to keep it down to 2 Formas. Otherwise, switch it for Umbral Intensify and get at least 3 Formas in here. It's up to you, of course. You could switch out Augur Reach. I mean, the range is important, but having a bit less isn't a huge deal. You really want strength. I would say that is your most important stat. So maybe keep Augur Secrets and put in Umbral Intensify instead of Reach. So that's up to you. You will have to put in another Forma if you put in Umbral Intensify, though. Moving on, next is Overextended. Plus 90% ability range, minus 60% ability strength. So you could also take this out if you really don't care about your range. It's perfectly fine. There's no problems with that. So if I were to take this out and put in Umbral Intensify, I would have 319% strength. That's fantastic. But my range is shot to hell. So you have to make a choice, really. So if we were to put in Stretch maybe instead, so 45% ability range, again, you would have to put in another Forma to make this fit, but you could do that. And you could take out, you could actually probably take out Augur Secrets, because I can't put it in, because Augur Secrets is only 24% ability strength, so you would go down to 296, 297. You go down to around 296, 295, I think. But you would get the 45% ability range. So it's up to you. You don't have to do any of this, actually. You could just stick to the overextended and just keep it at 2 Formas. Or if you want to keep it at 2 Formas and put an Umbral Intensify, you could take out overextended and put an Umbral Intensify. That way it's still 2 Formas, unless you want to get, like, say, Transient Fortitude to 10 or Blind Rage to 10. You will only be able to get one of those to 10 if you don't have a third Forma and you're using Umbral Intensify. But with just Overextended, you can get everything to max rank and still have a pretty good build. But moving on, next is Augur Message, 24% ability duration. That pretty much cancels the minus 25% ability duration out from Transient Fortitude. So Augur Message, it's a great mod. I mean, duration never hurts, and you kind of want to cancel out the Transient Fortitude. So you, like I said, you still want some duration. You don't want to tank it. So having 154% is pretty good. You don't need to go more, but you could if you so pleased. It depends what you want your abilities to be doing. If you want them to last long, then go for duration. But they're going to probably suffer in strength if you go for duration. So it's up to you. You could take away range and maybe go for strength and duration instead. So if we went for duration, let's just type in some duration mods here. So like fleeting expertise is efficiency. We don't want that. Constitution gives plus 28% ability duration. That's really good. Narrow-minded. If you really don't care about range, you can put narrow-minded in and have the extra duration. So it's up to you. I personally wouldn't tank my range because that does help you quite a bit. But again, up to you. Experiment with it. Try some things. This was what I came up with. This is the best build I could figure out. So you don't have to follow it to a T. If you find something better, just let me know. Next is the Arcanes. I use Arcane Grace and Arcane Guardian. Those are kind of my go-to on any new frame, any frame that I'm not familiar with. They're just survival. You're gonna want the survival. It helps. You don't need it if you are good with the frame. You can change it to something else. But Arcane Grace and Arcane Guardian are just easy go-tos. So, with that being said, that's the build. It's a pretty simple build. It's a lot of fun. Protea is tons of fun. If you haven't gotten her, I suggest farming for her or getting her with plat, whichever you prefer. She is a ton of fun. So with that, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, hit that like button. If you want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button. I do a video every Sunday on Warframe and every Thursday on a different game. If there's any games that you want info on, you want like a build or a guide or something, just let me know in the comments below. If there's a certain Warframe, weapon, companion, whatever in Warframe that you're looking to have more info on, to get a build on, to just have any sort of questions on. If you have a question on it, just ask me. If you want to see a video about it, throw it in the comments. I try to work on videos, as fast as I can. I would have liked to get Protea out last week, but I didn't have her yet. So, with that being said, I hope you guys liked it. As always, thank you for watching. See you next time.